Space with Safari containing window.
So, excuse me. The holidays are upon us, and I am in a bit of a quandary about what I want to get on my wish list, except for one thing. I definitely need a new phone. I'm not even sure that my current phone is going to survive till the holidays. So, and you're probably thinking, well, why not just go ahead and get one now? My contract isn't up until a few days before Christmas. So I absolutely have to get a new phone. Um, Now, I was going to go with the iPhone 6, but after talking to somebody, now for those of you who do not know, right now I can't see what's on the URL bar of Safari until I do this.
You are currently on HTML content.
And zoom and pan around like this. So in short, I can only see
Zoom 1.8x.
I can only see some. And as a result, the reason the iPhone 6 Plus was recommended was because of the optical image stabilization and the bigger screen. There's an application that could act as a video magnifier, which is something that I definitely want to get upgraded at some point. I do have one. It's an older unit, and it's very bulky. So when they mentioned that capability, iPhone 6 Plus, I immediately jumped on it. So that's a for sure thing. Here's what the options are, though.
Leaving HTML content. Surface 1.jpg 2.
I've seen and played with the Microsoft Surface Pro 3 now off and on for the last several months. Every time I go into Best Buy, I would take a look at one, or another local electronics store that has them. I would take a look at one. I have to say that I'm extremely impressed because what you get is quite literally a full computer inside of a tablet. Now, I do have an iPad mini, which I will never part ways with for personal reasons, but I do have times where I find myself coming back to my Mac. And you're probably thinking, well, what's wrong with your Mac? Well, I recently had the battery replaced last March because it was being strange. Even now, the battery sometimes acts a little wonky when it wants to charge. But more importantly, my AppleCare plan is about to expire on this. And you're probably thinking, well, what's so bad about that? You can still use it. Well, have you ever had a device, you buy an extended warranty, the instant the extended warranty goes kaplooey, the whole system also goes kaplooey. Furthermore, where I'm working, where I'll be working, because right now I'm looking for work. Where I suspect I'll be working, I don't think they're going to be using the Macintosh. So I figure, why not just go back to Windows? And this is coming from somebody who has loved and used a Mac for over 10 years. I think that with the Surface Pro 3, Microsoft has really nailed it here. They've gotten into a 12-inch tablet, a full computer, as I said earlier. And what's really nice is the ability to literally pick up the screen and take it with me, bring it closer to me. Also, there is, for those of you who do not, who haven't seen it yet, take a look at my video on screen magnification and thoughts on dual monitor use. That software that I highlight in the video is only usable on Windows. There is a similar setup on the Mac, but it's nowhere near as mature. It's very new, and the Macintosh, if I did want to use a secondary monitor, it would be a bit more complicated. Now, yes, I could get Apple TV. However, The main TV is in an area where it's not very easy to get to, and I've already ordered a TV stick anyway. I've ordered the Amazon Fire Stick, so I figure that that's already covered. If Apple brought out an Apple TV stick, well, there you go. That might even make it on my Christmas list if it ever came to pass. But that's one option, is the Surface Pro 3, and I would be going for the i3 with 4 gigs of RAM. Now, either that or the i5, but most likely the i3 to keep it under $1,000. And the reason is because this computer would not be used for work. It would be a replacement for my MacBook Air, and my MacBook Air I use for everyday computing. Now, I do have my Chromebook, but that's limited to web technologies. In fact, there are things like, let's say I'm on Amazon and I'm looking for a new watch. I cannot run the necessary software in the Chromebook to take a look at the 360-degree spin of that watch. Or Amazon Prime Music. I cannot listen to Prime Music on my Chromebook, which is a shame because I've built up my Prime library quite a bit as of late. So there are limitations to the Chromebook. There are limitations to the iPad if you want to get some major work done. That is where I honestly think the Surface Pro 3 would be a good investment. So if you're thinking, well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, so what's the holdup?
Leaving HTML content. Amazon _Voyage.jpg.
The holdup is I'm kind of in a quandary here. I'm trying to decide between getting a replacement for my MacBook Air, because yes, the computer is still very usable. I just don't know what's going to happen. There's part of me that thinks once the warranty expires that it's going to expire, even though perhaps I'm just being paranoid. The other option is to get the Kindle Voyage, and I've had my current Kindle for the last several years. It's still very usable. In fact, to be honest, that Kindle is probably more usable than this Mac. So I honestly, I don't know at this point. I'm asking you guys. Now, before you guys make any suggestions about the phone, I need a new phone pretty much immediately. In fact, if my contract were already up, I wouldn't hesitate to get one now, because the phone that I currently have is quite literally on its last legs. It's becoming sluggish, it's becoming troublesome, so it's not going to last much longer. So the phone is an absolute must.
Leaving HTML content.
However, the main debate is between the Surface Pro 3 to replace the MacBook Air,
Leaving HTML,
or the Kindle Voyage to replace my Kindle Keyboard. So I'm curious about your opinions. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.